Coach Simon Riddiough, a tough 2-0 loss to BC tonight in the NCAA first round. Your assessment of today's game?
We played a very good BC team. They are the perennial power in the northeast. And when you play such a good team, you have to be on your A game. We gave up an unfortunate first goal, which put us on the back foot. And then the second half, I thought we played with a lot more passion, a lot more positivity, and started pressing. Unfortunately, when you start pressing, you leave gaps open, and BC can manipulate those gaps, and that's what they did with 10 minutes to go.
And just looking at your lineup as a whole, Brooke Vandernagle, she was the one player that did in that starting lineup and had seen this team physically in that first one. What can you say about the career she had here, and what can you say about how she went out in her last game?
She's been awesome. She probably would admit that when she first came in as a freshman, she wasn't ready to compete at this level, and she wasn't ready mature-wise. She's quite a young freshman, but she's really matured into a fantastic young lady. She's still got anger management issues, but she's begun to control herself and mature fantastically, and she's going to be a positive person in the workforce.
Overall, just seeing two very good goals by Boston College, but your defense overall seemed to be playing strong. Were you pretty overall pleased by the defensive performance tonight?
I was happy with everybody's performance. The first half we were a little bit nervous, didn't give ourselves enough credit. The back four was solid, and then the second half we actually started playing with a bit more confidence, and that's all I can ask. And that's what you're going to get with a young team. The event was probably a little bit too big for them right now. Second half we realised we can play, and when you do that you can cause teams like BC problems, but until you believe in yourself, and that's not going to happen, and a team like BC is going to capitalise, and that's what happened tonight.
And Emily, you look at your team, as I mentioned, Brooke Vandernagle, really, the only starter you lose. What can you say about the forwards you have that are so young, and then your midfield, and everyone kind of just having, and you yourself being a team, having one more year really to put everything together, and what have you learned from this?
The future at Hofstra is bright, and you saw that with the performance tonight. Like, majority freshmen and sophomores on the field. To lose Brooke is a big loss, and it's a big hole to fill. But we've got the depth that we didn't have last year in our team that I think we'll be able to fill that comfortably. And to keep Ruby, Kaylin, and Brittany in the back four is great for us. It's continuity is what we need, and it's what we need to push forward. They've got experience now. Like, there's 2 years of starting in the defence, and it shows. They look comfortable. They want to bring the ball down. They want to play, and we've got two freshmen in the midfield, and they've really helped them. And the experience they've gained this year has been incredible, and everyone should be proud of ourselves. Very young team, but we look very mature for our age.
Emily, how do you feel about your own performance?
As I said before, I was disappointed with the first goal. I should have done better with it, but I moved on from that, and then I just kept myself on my toes. It was cold. I tried to keep my mind in the game, physically in the game, and I was just happy I was able to make the saves for the team to keep it at that point, 1-0 with all to play for in the second half.
And finally, Coach, looking back on this season, and while looking at the next season, I mean, not a lot of people thought you were going to have the success you did, of course, winning the CAA tournament as the 5 seed, and then getting to the NCAA tournament, this tough one against Boston College. What can you say about the team that you had, and the season you had, and then the season that you're going to be having next year?
Well, again, we were young, and when you've got a young team, you have a lot of inconsistencies. You have some really good performances, and we showed that all the way through the year. And you have some average performances. I think it's a fantastic experience for them to be here now. I think the last 2 weeks were tremendous from our perspective, that we could play in the CAA tournament, win on PKs, win in overtime, and get to play a quality BC team. And hopefully we learn that this is a different level, and you've got to play at a quicker speed, and hopefully that we'll use this as motivation to get better next year.
And thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much.